Okay, so this is in response to the fasting. Somebody asked me how has it been going because I posted a comment on the YouTube that I'm gonna fast, try to fast using the I think it was from John Hopkins, the lecturer. It's you only eat within 8 hours window time frame, right? Like in that case, it was for me. So this was a month ago. It was from like, oh my gosh, 12 between 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right. So during those 6 hours, which means you have what 24 minus 6, which means you have 18 hours of diet or fasting. So I tried like I, to be honest, I'm not like really consistently doing it, right? So, and I just tried to the best ability I could, right? I think my, oh my gosh, I think I would just say I would was like doing it like 60% of the time, right? So during like 7 days a week, I only do it like probably like 3-4 times a week. Sometimes less, sometimes more, and sometimes I combine it with other things, you know. Um, but I think in general it works for me. But I also try to eat not just fasting. So I try to eat less carb, right? And I try to also exercise too. And that's the hard thing. So there's like a week I try to fast like like probably like um, to be strict like 18 hours, right? For like every other day like that. But probably there's like one day it doesn't work. There's a craving, like I couldn't stand it, so I have to eat, so and then the following week I try to fast again. It doesn't work. Like every other day doesn't work. But I try to complement it with more, like, let's say, more exercising. um, so I think at the end of the day my goal is to be healthy first, right? To be healthy, and second is to promote growth in my brain, right? Because that's what the guy was saying, that vigorous exercising or fasting actually promote uh, neural new pathways in your brain. So that's kind of my goal. And the way I see it is like there's many ways to go there. Fasting is one of them, right? And it kind of worked for me because I didn't like follow vigorously, like mentioned. So I combine it with like eating like for less carb. I just try to eat meat. There's one week I just eat meat and try to eat it. Um, no carb, no vegetable. But there's like 2-3 days I just eat. Just combine it with vegetable. But in general, less carb. I still eat vegetable and fruits and meat. And I try to exercise. Let's say run for 2 miles, about 6,000 steps. 30 minutes every day. But sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes I combine it with like a resistance training. Um, so I combine those fasting and exercising and try to eat healthy, and so in general it works. My tummy is kind of getting smaller right now, right? So you see this, right? Used to be like more bloated. Used to be like this probably. Now, well, I don't know. But um, yeah. So try it, and try not and when you try, I think my suggestion is not to follow it rigorously, like know your limit. And you combine it. I think our mind is wants to try like new things. It's hard, especially if you like a switch on and off. Like if you never fast before, and then suddenly you follow it, like, oh, I have to fast like these 7 days for like 18 hours 18 hours for the next 7 days. It's hard. So you break it up probably a little bit. You don't do it like for the next day, but you try to eat less carb more. You know the ingredients, like eat less carb, exercise, and then this fasting. So you can combine it in your own way. In that way, for me, I think it's more a workable objective, right? So I don't feel like, oh, I have to follow this. It's so boring. I have to fast again. There's sometimes like I couldn't stand it, so I just have to eat, right? And then also, yeah, I try to also eat more like probiotics, because at my age, my metabolism is like gets slower and slower, and I have this like bloating stomach, so I have to put like more bacteria in my stomach, for digestion. So I eat more yogurt. I drink more kombucha, right? So I combine all of those things, right? And then in general it works. There are times like it's hard, but especially for the exercise for me, um, try to run like every day, just 7 days a week. It's really hard. I have to stop, like, oh, I cannot do it. I can do it just every other day. Like the fasting also, I cannot do it like non-stop for 7 days in a week. I have to do it every other day, and then I combine it with the exercise. I combine it with, like running. I combine it with resistance training. I combine it with just put more probiotics in my body. I combine it with eat less carb. Yeah, eat more like meat, because hey, some this Bitcoin, they call it Bitcoin maximalist, right? I've been following this several guys on Twitter. They said just eat meat is really good, because in the old days, people just eat meat, and then there's many like people who like on YouTube saying that eating meat actually makes them like less bloated and give them like in general like more health and more like emotional like stable. And then not to mention your life is gonna be much simpler, because hey, you don't have to think about all of these fruits, all of this like cereal, all of this like healthy stuff, kombucha, almond milk, like non-GMO. No, just eat meat, right? Simple. You just go to the grocery store, go to the meat section, just buy it. You don't even have to think anything else. So your lifestyle is gonna be much simpler, So that's the thing I like about that one. But after a while, I think I'm gonna get bored also just by eating meat the whole time. I think, even though I like meat so far, and even this I cannot do it like 7 days a week. Like especially lunch, dinner, just eating meat. No, probably I can do it like 3 days in consecutively. But after that, I have to break it. I have to like eat something else, like yeah, I don't know, avocado smoothie. Like go to pita pit. So yeah, try it. I think and again, just try it loosely. Try it. Think what makes sense. The objective is you to be healthy, and you to be to be able, your brain to be like always like growing, because I have this mentality that I have to keep on learning, right? That's the way life's supposed to be, to evolve, because once we stop learning, then I don't know, for me it's like boring. I like to learn new things. So that's kind of my objective. Hey, some people other have different objectives. That's fine with me. So just yeah, leave me a comment if you have any more questions. But I think it kind of worked quite well, the suggestion fasting. And oh yeah, one more thing I want to say, that the way I see it, that our body is like a machine, right? Basically a machine. You have your car, right? You have like air conditioner, you have like computers, machine. And our body, the way I see it, is a biological machine. So it needs like to be taken care of. You cannot just abuse our machine. Imagine if the car, to make the car works, you need a good fuel, right? You cannot just put any other fuel. Well, you could, but the car will not be optimum, right? The performance of the car. The same thing is our brain. Our system needs a good fuel, and to do that, I think we have this culture or mindset that we have to eat like always like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then not to mention that we live in the U.S. I don't know where you live, but I live in the U.S. here, Indiana. That it's easy to get like food, like abundance, like the land of abundance. So I tend to sometimes that my craving, I cannot just stop myself. I just want to keep on eating, and that's not good for our system, right? If you think about like a machine, our body like a machine, it needs to take a break. So the way I think about this fasting is like to let our body to take a break, you know, to take a break, take a rest, uh, energize, recharge, energize on its own, recover on its own, and then after that we can put some more food, but it's supposed to be a quality food if you want to have a quality life. So that's kind of my perspective. It's like it makes sense to me that we cannot just we keep on abusing our kidney, keep on abusing our stomach, keep on abusing our our digestive system with all kind of food, especially the junk food, right? So yeah, thanks for listening.